So today we're playing the Ranger, and our goal, stack up 10 heat to unleash some big damage from the unique item Artifact Stone Heat. This combined with the Hardwood skill will give us even more increased damage, 150% on our wooden swords. We turbo smash our buns. But hey, check this run out and let me know what you think of this build. Okay, let's go and jump some rank games with a random character and see who we're going to get today. So it looks like we're playing the Ranger, and we do start off with a spear, lucky clover, and a garlic. Not too bad actually. This is going to be dealing a lot of damage for us in the first round anyway. So I actually want to start off with grabbing a wooden sword. Let's grab a piggy bank. Let's roll once. Let's grab some storage. And I actually really want this banana. So we are definitely going to grab a lumber called Craft Up a Torch. And we're going to grab this shiny shell too for a tiny bit of a heal, which should be pretty good. We are going to move on. This is going to be a first round. We should have a crazy amount of DPS between the spear and the wooden sword, and we should have a decent bit of crit chance with a ranger bag and this lucky clover. So all in all, we should be in a fantastic spot and smashing. Just pausing the video here very quickly just to ask you to subscribe. It really helps me out. Thanks. Now let's get back to the video. Really fantastic. And we got our torch, which is going to be amazing for us. As a pair of gloves, a banana, stone badge is pretty awesome, but I don't exactly want to grab it for now. I'm actually going to reserve this piggy bank as we roll. I definitely want some storage. We can't exactly fit in a banana or a pair of gloves right now, unfortunately. I'm actually going to sell the gloves, and I'm actually going to have to take a customer card. I'm going to be super greedy and try to find some better items. Now we are going to continue on like this, which does mean our spear doesn't get a ton of value going up against some shields or block, just like the garlic provides. But so far our DPS is looking pretty good and smashing that Reaper or that Pyro pretty fast. Let's grab our leather bag. Let's add in our banana. That's also whetstone, which would be kind of awesome. We're not going to take it. I'm going to grab a piggy bank. Let's roll once. I definitely want this leather bag. Now I'm actually going to reserve another piggy bank because in the next round we should be getting our skill. And if we get the piggy pinata, we're going to be in a crazy good spot. But I'm also going to grab the garlic. Take out our shiny shell for now. Keep our star of courage in. And I am going to move on. I'm actually going to switch this over to this side because our torch actually triggers a little bit faster, so we can pretty much have a higher chance to inflict some cold with that chip software. Now it would be better to have it in our backpack because it is such a low chance to inflict some colds that we do get the guaranteed one cold. And so far this is actually looking super close, and smashing actually wasn't as close as I thought it was going to be. That was a lot of poison stacked up, but overall amazing. And we do have a choice to make, and I was really hoping for Piggy Pinata. But unfortunately, it is what it is. So we can either go for an investment opportunity to be getting some more gold, which would be nice with our piggy banks. Stoned, I don't think we actually want to grab. We have no stones, so I don't plan on going for stone golem type builds. Or we could actually take smithing for dummies, and I'm actually genuinely thinking about grabbing it. I think we are going to grab it because that will actually increase our crafted weapons potentials like crazy. Now actually, this is Artifact Stone Heat, which if we stack up 10 heats, we're going to get a lot of weapon damage. And we could end up crafting up a burning torch, which will give us 2 heat at the very beginning, and this will be 5 heat. So let's go ahead and grab it for now. It does mean we can't grab our storage unless we sell our whetstone, which I'm going to have to. I'm going to let go of that piggy bank. Can't be too greedy overall. And we are going to craft it with a burning torch. And this should be pretty decent for now. Move our pink bags in this position, which we could actually flip it like so and get a tiny bit more max life. Let's keep moving for that. We have our spinning for dummies, just target our burning torch because that's our only crafted weapon. The spear is not a crafted weapon. We still should be able to deal a lot of damage between the spear and that torch. And our opponent is going to have a lot of healing with some spicy bananas. So unfortunately, we're going to fall short. But holy moly, that's going to be 2 heats. That's going to be 3 heat with our Artifact Stone heats. And that's going to be 4 heats. So we're going to sell both these. We're going to grab this storage. And we're going to have to grab our ruby egg. Now that should be 4 heat. And like I said, 2 heat, that's 6 heat. We're at 9 heat. Overall, we just need 1 more heat. And we can get that big damage increase. And we actually should have moved the garlic down below. Definitely. It's a bit unfortunate that we didn't actually place it in that other position, because then it would actually be shredding some armor, and especially with that stone badge, we'll be shredding that armor. But I don't think it would have actually mattered as much, to be quite honest. Now, amazingly, we're going to be crafting out that burning coal. That burning coal is going to give us enough heat to increase our DPS by quite a bit. Now let's roll once, and I definitely want some more storage, so we can actually slot this down below. Let's add in our blueberries like so too. And let's keep rolling for now. Let's actually go ahead and grab a lucky clover for now. And I actually want to craft up that lucky pig. And we are going to keep her set up like so for now. So once we craft up this burning coal, we should be in a pretty good spot. We should be able to get that DPS increase with this artifact stone heats. And now that we have our spear in this position, we should be able to shred that armor, but that's a lot of armor. But so far, actually not looking too bad. Smashing even. We did get to that 10 heats, which is pretty awesome. And actually, there's no way. We actually got incredibly lucky getting 1 heat from that lump of coal. Because that buff is a random. And we actually got the best one, increasing our DPS by a significant amount. Which is crazy insane. Now we could end up grabbing this turnip. I don't think we actually want to. I think we still want to grab this corrupted crystal. We're going to grab a bit of storage. I'm going to roll for now, and that is an eye lamp, which is going to be pretty good. And we could actually craft up light goobers to be inflicting a lot of blind. Which I actually think we do want to do. And with that eye lamp, we do start off with 2 heat, so we don't exactly need a burning coal or a burning torch. So we can move into a different weapon if we do want to. But we'll see. So far, this is not looking too bad. We are shredding that garlic wall, which is pretty good, and overall smashing damage. Artifact stone heat is providing a lot of damage. And overall smashing. And it could be awesome to take a piercing arrow right now. Slot it in this position basically and increase our crit damage overall. I think I'm going to grab it. That should be fantastic for us. But we do need to change our setup around just a little bit for now. Now again, I'm going to grab the eye lamp to be increasing the damage of our spear for right now. I'm going to be taking this good old goobers. I'm going to roll once. And that is crazy insane. We definitely want to be crafting up a holy spear. For sure, because that is going to be perfect for smithing for dummies. We definitely want to grab it this round. So I'm going to sell this. I'm going to sell a garlic so we can actually make sure that we do craft it up. And we are going to move on with this setup. We do have a piercing arrow in this position. And we do need that acorn collar so we can actually get some crit chance. Because right now we're just relying solely on our ranger bag. Now this is going to be scaling up our luck, but it is only going to be 3% crit chance per luck gained. So we do need to move on. We do need to find some acorn collars. And we're going to see. Now once we get our holy spear in, we are going to need some mana generation. But so far, this is looking pretty good. A lot of DPS and smashing. Pretty good overall. Now for this round, we're actually going to be taking out our holy spear. Yeah, unfortunately, we are going to be taking our holy spear so we can actually craft up that holy goobers. We had a high chance of losing by going with this setup for right now, but once we get our light goobert in, we should be in a really, really awesome spot, inflicting a lot of blind while also providing a lot of heat as we deal our damage. And so far, super close, but smashing actually. Pretty good overall. Now we're going to be adding in our holy spear once again, which should be awesome. Now we do have a choice to make, and actually we could go hardwood here, replace our burning torch with a wooden sword. And I think that could actually be super viable. So I think I'm going to grab it, look for a wooden sword specifically. Let's go ahead and grab some storage. Now, holy armor might be nice too. Might be worthwhile grabbing. But I think I'm going to leave for now. Just want to roll and smashing actually. This is super, super fantastic. The problem is we need it in this position. So we get crit chance on all our weapons. So we do need to figure that out also. Now, Shield of Valor is also pretty darn nice. It is on sale, which is going to be kind of awesome. I do still want to grab it. But for now, let's go ahead and grab a bit of storage. And with that, we are going to move on with this positioning like so. With a piercing arrow in this position, which is going to be triggered from our blueberries. Now, the artifacts don't heat, so it's a pretty bad spot for it. But it's also going to be triggered by a ruby bulb. We don't have crit chance on it since it's outside a ranger bag. which is not super ideal. We just want a crit chance on our Holy Spear and a Burning Torch for now. And our spinning for dummies is honestly going to have to be targeting our Burning Torch, as it uses more stamina than the Holy Spear. And we could also take that Fancy Fencing Rapier, but it is going to eat up a lot of our luck, so it is going to decrease our crit chance on these weapons. So unfortunately, I am going to move on with this for now. And we'll see. We should be able to get to that 10 heats. This should be dealing amazing damage. And so far, smashing actually. A big, massive 60 crit. Awesome, insane. Let's grab a Shield of Valor. Let's roll. We find one wooden sword. We're in a crazy good spot. Let's grab a fanny pack. Let's roll once. That's another glowing crown, which would be pretty good also. I think I'm going to leave for now as we roll. I definitely want a stamina sack. To the point where I'm going to sell this so we can actually grab this bit of storage. And I do actually want to place our armor in like so. We do want a garlic in so we get that little bit of block. And we are going to keep it set up like this for right now, which should be fantastic overall. We should be able to cleanse some debuffs with our Holy Spear. Now the problem is we do need to generate a lot more mana for ourselves because we only have one set of blue ways. And to get to that effect of the Holy Spear, that would literally be insane for us. But for right now, it's still looking pretty good and smashing overall. Now that's another eye lamp. That's also Prismatic Orb, another Fancy Fencing Rapier, and a Mana Orb. So some really, really fantastic options. So Prismatic Orb on sale for 7 is kind of awesome not to take. I do want to grab it for now. And it's going to give us mana from the very beginning. Now this Mana Orb is going to be pretty good, but I don't exactly want to craft up that Moon Armor. Now I will actually take another eye lamp and I do want to slot it in here for now. Which does mean we can't grab our Mana Orb as of right now. But we are going to have to continue on like this. And it's going to give us some healing efficiency. It's also going to give us some mana. And it's also going to be another holy item for our Holy Spear. So yeah, I'm going to rock on. And we could end up crafting up a prismatic sword on top of it. That could be pretty good also. We'll have to see. So far, we should be able to deal lots and lots of damage. But our opponent is actually answering back with some damage, but smashing. We do shred that block from that garlic wall. That's amazing. So let's go and see. We do have a 54 DPS at this point in the game, which is actually pretty darn good. Between that Holy Spear, Burning Torch, and Ruby Orb. Vast majority of it coming because of the Artifact Stone heats. As for heals, we don't exactly have a crazy amount of healing. We actually managed to only get one trigger from the Light Gubbers. And that block is pretty much non-existent too. But I do believe we can actually continue on. Our main source of defense is actually inflicting some blind. Let's grab our Mana Orb. We could grab a flute. I'm going to leave for now. But actually, we probably want the Sacred Collar. I am going to continue on. We do have our Mana Orb placed in this position. It's only going to be targeting our Burning Torch along with a Shield of Valor. Now, I do actually want to give some crit chance to Ruby Whelp, as much as I'd love to place it over here. Can't exactly afford to do that as of right now. So I'm just going to have it target at Ruby Whelp just for right now, as we continue on. Because we're going to get that crit chance on, or that increased crit damage on a Ruby Whelp, which should be pretty good. But this point is actually answering back with a lot of damage. We do get our invulnerability from our Holy Spear, and all of a sudden this is looking smashing and awesome. Definitely crazy insane. And speaking of crazy insane, that's that wooden sword. For hardwood, we have to make sure that we do get that 10 heats. So between our two eye lamps, that's 4 heats. That's 8 heats. Yeah, we should have enough heat to be triggering this Artifact Stone heats. And we do need all our eye lamps to be tagging this wooden sword for sure. Because with hardwood, that is going to be increased damage like crazy. But before we do that, let's roll for now. And we could take another Mana Orb. Do we actually want another Mana Orb? I don't think we actually do. We'll grab a stamina sack for now though. Our container on sale for 6 is kind of awesome too. But I think we're going to leave for now. Now actually, another Prismatic Orb is kind of nice. Because we can start off with some Vampirism, start off with more mana, get more healing efficiency. I'm going to reserve it, but I'm going to roll once more. And I'm going to end up grabbing this fanny pack for now also. And one more roll. And awesome. I do want to sort our inventory out, so we'll be back in a second while we do that. So we are going to actually move our ruby bulb out into this position. Place an aircon collar in this position to be given crit chance all our weapons. We're spending for dummies in this position, and this should be fantastic. Now we did lose a tiny bit of value on our holy spear, but it'll have to do for right now as we continue on like this, and this should be pretty good. This wooden sword should be able to get to ridiculous damage thanks to artifact stone heats and with these oil lamps. And we'll see. So far, not looking too bad. Now it is taking us a lot longer to skill up that mana because we did move our prismatic orb and smashing damage. And we only have a 60% crit chance with a 41 DPS wooden sword. And we'll just see what our DPS raise up right now. 60 DPS, which is not too bad. 60 DPS, which is not too bad with a very minimal heals per second. With very little block as well. But we'll see. We're going to continue on. We're going to be grabbing our prismatic orb for now. I'm going to roll once, and I definitely want to storage. We are going to situate our prismatic orbs like so. So we should be able to get that mana from the very beginning. We should have enough to proc our holy spear, and we could potentially burst down our opponent immediately. This is the reason why I kept the burning torch, because we do need to get that heat from the very beginning. But that damage increased on our wooden sword from the artifact stone heat is going to be quite significant thanks to hardwood. And we're going to see. Is this going to be good enough? We get our invulnerability, and that's smashing damage. And look at this damage, and it's already over. Crazy insane DPS at the very beginning. For sure. 100 DPS in 4 seconds, dealing almost 400 damage. Pretty good. Let's grab our storage. Let's roll once. I'm actually going to grab this fanny pack. I'm just going to slot it in this position for now. We could grab it and identify the amulet. Let's grab it for now. It is the Amulet of Whales, which is not super ideal. We'll actually target a ruby whelp. And we'll see. We could end up grabbing the second wooden sword. Well, to be honest, I'm actually going to grab the wooden sword, but for right now, I'm going to grab a set of boots. Because the boots is going to give us 1 in power, which does increase our DPS. It's not crazy, but it is on sale for 3, so I will actually take it for now. As for this fanny pack, I'm just going to slot it in for a ruby whelp for now. And with that, let's go and move on. We should be in a pretty good spot. Now, these shields are going to be super problematic because it's going to eat up all our stamina, unfortunately. And especially if you're increasing our attack speed like crazy. But so far, this is looking pretty good overall. We've inflicted a lot of blinds. Well, actually, not anymore. And our opponent could actually answer back. But amazing. That wooden sword dealing 140 damage. Especially with that crit damage increased from the piercing arrow. Which is amazing. A 63 wooden sword DPS. It's amazing. I'm going to grab this wooden sword. I'm going to roll. And we're going to say goodbye to our burning torch, because we did get ourselves another ruby whelp. Which I know it is the final 2 rounds, but we don't exactly need to craft it up. We just need that heat for artifact stone heats. And we definitely want this wooden sword in this position. Now for right now, I'm actually going to roll on. And we could take another artifact, or we could take another lump of coal to craft up another burning coal. We don't exactly need it for right now. Now, Lucky Clover, I actually do kind of want to grab. Let's roll once more. And with that, we are going to move on. Now, the light cupboard's honestly not providing a whole lot. It does inflict some blinds, but honestly, with our whole setup, we don't exactly need it, to be quite honest. Now, we did move our whole setup around, so we actually get that big crit damage on our wooden swords. And the artifacts on heat to be stacking up a lot of damage on those wooden swords. Now, we do have our acorn collar situated like so we get even more crit chance on this wooden sword. This wooden sword should be able to deal a lot of damage with a hardwood targeting both these wooden swords. And overall should be smashing out light cupboards with a ruby whelp in this position. Not going to be super ideal, but it'll have to do for now. We are going to move on, and we're going to see. Is this going to be good enough? Can we beat this ranger? They are rocking Thornbloom, which are going to have a lot of stack and max life, and the fight's already over. That is a crazy amount of DPS with 100 DPS overall, dealing 436 damage in 4.2 seconds. Our opponent only managed to gain 60 max HP from their whole setup. But anyway, let's keep going for now. And that is one final prismatic orb. Should we finish off our whole builds by slotting this in? I think we actually kind of want to, which means we're going to roll once. I'm going to take this tiny little bit of storage so we can actually slot this up. And have our lucky pig in here for now. And we're actually going to move this mana orb over to here for now. It's not going to matter because we're going to have that mana from the very beginning. We should have tons of vampirism. We should have tons of increased healing efficiency. And we're going to see, is this going to one-shot our opponents? Can we win out? Or is our opponent going to answer back? And are we going to lose? We'll have to see. Now it is a busted blade, which is going to be quite scary. We do get our vulnerability. And we should be able to deal a lot of damage. Now the thing is, that's super scary, is those badger runes. Which is looking pretty bad for us. And actually, they manage to completely out smash us. Unfortunately, the immortality from the badger runes give them long enough for that busted blade to actually smash us. And especially with those hawk runes, this won't actually hit the nuts. They had a 100% crit chance with that busted blade and all this increased damage. So unfortunately, we did definitely get outsmashed. And yeah, our DPS was drastically reduced from these badger runes. Unfortunately, we ended up with a 60 DPS, even though these badger runes were reducing the damage taken from attacks by 21, and especially with that damage reduction also, and that damage reduction with that duffel bag along with the cap discomfort. So they actually had a 55% damage reduction between the cap discomfort, the dragon scale armor, and that duffel bag. So our DPS should be basically double what it is here. But hey, we managed to get a 17 healing per second. Definitely out healing our opponent by 6 HP. As for block, though, our opponent did manage to outblock us. And this is basically who can burst down who faster. Unfortunately, it did go in favor of the Berserker. But hey, this was super fun build to be going hardwood with the Artifact Stone Heats. But we'll see just how much rank points did we get from this whole run. Plus 13 ranks up quite a bit actually. But anyways, I'm going to leave it for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And I hope to see you looking for the next one. See you next time.